Hey guys, it is Christian here, and today I'm going to do a mini review. So what is that exactly? I am going to review multiple movies that I saw but did not review on YouTube. But if you're new here, please like and subscribe. And tell me what do you think about these 8 movies I'm about to review, or maybe do a little rant. So yeah, also please do not send any more links to dating websites or inappropriate spams, because they're not okay, they're inappropriate, they're disgusting, they're gross. Just don't send in spams anymore, please. Like, it's annoying. And just like drugs, don't do it, kids. Yeah. But as I said in the intro, there are 8 movies to talk about. 8 movies. And how about we get things started with Love and Monsters. This is a Dylan O'Brien movie that came out 2 weeks ago. From the trailers, it looked okay. It didn't look great, but when I saw the movie, I was pleasantly surprised. This was a really great movie. I didn't feel like it got a few elements from Zombieland stuff. But I thought it was still good. I thought the effects were really good. I thought the acting was really good. And I love the part when Dylan O'Brien was like, I feel like Tom Cruise. I feel like Tom Cruise. Yeah, that was hilarious. This whole movie's funny. It's just about a guy trying to find his girlfriend, and there's a lot of monsters and stuff. It sounds generic, and it kind of is, but on the inside, there's a lot more than the story. So yeah, Little Monsters is a great movie. It's not in my top 10 favorite movies of the year. They're probably at top 20 or something. But overall, I still love this movie. I still like this movie nonetheless. I'm gonna give this movie I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10, a 4.5 stars out of 5. And a B+. I think this movie was really good. And I would definitely recommend it. Next movie on here. Big one. Trial of Chicago 7. This was a Netflix movie. It also came out 2 weeks ago. The trailers looked really amazing. And this movie was really amazing. Yeah. Yeah, this movie was fantastic. I thought it was like very relevant and stuff. The writing is the best I've seen this year. Not my favorite movie of the year, but the writing is the best I've seen this year. Aaron Sorkin knocked it out of the park with this one. I didn't feel like the movie was too technically impressive. Like, the cinematography wasn't that amazing and stuff, but the editing was really good. But of course, the big thing about this movie was the acting. A great performance from all these actors. Mark Rylance was great. I think Baron Cohen was probably the standout of the cast. I thought he was really funny and stuff. He should get an Oscar nomination. And for supporting actor, yep, I just heard that all the Chicago 7 actors are all being are gonna be campaign supporting, which is really good. So, because we're not getting any lead actors, I'm not gonna get any lead actors for the movie. So yeah. I'll just do a quick rundown of the awards I think it's going to get, the nominations. Picture, I think it's going to win unless Mank somehow gets up there. Director, it's going to get nominated. Not going to win, but going to get nominated. Fincher's still winning director. I actually think they're going to nominate 3 supporting actors. Yeah, Rylance, Baron Cohen, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. Maybe Frank Langella can even go in there if they really want him. Original screenplay. Duh, it's winning. Yep. Editing, I think it's gonna win. Stuff like that. SAG Ensemble at the SAG Awards, it's gonna win that for sure. I think the Guild Awards are gonna love the movie. The Golden Globes are gonna nominate the movie. The Critics' Choice are gonna nominate the movie. This movie's gonna get a lot of nominations. I don't think it's gonna get as many nominations as Mank, but it's still gonna get a few nominations in there. So overall, I'm going to give The Trial of Chicago 7 a 9 out of 10, an A-, and a 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely a great movie that I really enjoyed. Next movie on here, speaking of Sacha Baron Cohen, Borat 2. Let's just get right into this movie. It's not good. It's not good. It's not. I don't think it was funny. Oh, there was a lot of political jokes. And it just got really annoying. It doesn't matter if you make fun of it. You gotta make it funny, and they did not make it funny here. Baron Cohen was like the only good thing. That's it. The writing was not good. The story was bizarre. It was stupid. The humor was probably was kind of gross at times, pretty disgusting at times. Nothing else besides Sacha Baron Cohen was really good. This is not in my top 10 worst movies of the year, though. It's definitely a dishonorable mention, though, unfortunately. I thought the first Borat movie was really good, but this one sucked. Big time. So overall, excuse me. Oh my goodness. So overall, I'm going to give Borat 2 a 3.5 out of 10. A 2 stars out of 5. And a C-. This one was not good. Not good. The next movie on here is like maybe one is the only main theatrical release, like the only main one. The other ones are kind of like indie stuff. The Empty Man. This one came out on last Friday. The trailer sucked. It came out a week in advance before the movie, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And if you thought the trailer was bland, and you thought the trailer was awful, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah. As you guys can tell, I didn't like this movie. I obviously hated it. It's one of my least favorite horror movies ever made. It's right there, up there with The Bye Bye Man. I think it's worse than Artemis Fowl. It's not my second worst movie of the year. I hate everything about this movie. The acting was bland and boring and just atrocious acting. The writing was so generic. It was like The Bye Bye Man and Slender Man. Both of those movies I hated. This one, is this movie better or worse than all of them? I think it is worse than Slender Man, not worse than The Bye Bye Man. It's probably on par with The Bye Bye Man as being atrocious, but I think it's worse than Slender Man. And yes, the CGI was horrendous. So I couldn't even look at the movie. The writing was absolutely abysmal, like some of the worst writing I've seen this year. The characters were unlikable. They constantly made stupid decisions. Well, that's what I'm used to with horror movies, characters making stupid decisions. 2020 has been a really bad year for horror movies, but I think The Empty Man takes the cake for the worst horror film of 2020. It was just so bad. So bad. I think this one's going to get a few Razzie nominations if they even do the Razzie Awards this year. Like if they do the Razzie Awards this year, this is gonna get a couple of Razzie nominations for sure, or maybe even a couple of wins and stuff. I thought the Razzies because this movie was atrocious. I thought that Artemis Fowl was gonna be the worst movie of the year since I saw it back in June, but now 2 movies have surpassed it. First, it was Cuties. Oh, that movie was gross. You guys saw my rant on that one. Gosh. And then The Empty Man is now my second worst movie of the year. That leaves poor old Artemis Fowl at number 3 worst. The movie's still bad, but not as bad as those 2 movies. The movie could have been enjoyably bad. I obviously thought it was not enjoyably bad in the slightest. It was not enjoyably bad at all. It could have been better than Slender Man and The Bye Bye Man if this movie was actually shorter. But the movie is not short. This movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes long. I almost fell asleep at one point. And at one point, I was like, forget it. I'm gonna walk out of the theater. Like, I'm not even gonna stay. I'm not even gonna stay because this movie is so abysmally bad. So yeah, as you can tell, The Empty Man is one of my least favorite movies of 2020. It's one of my least favorite horror movies of all time. It's one of my least favorite movies of all time. Period. It was awful. It was disgustingly gross. It was bad. And it was disgusting. Not the good type of disgusting, but just a horrendous type of disgusting. And hands down the worst theater experience of the year. Definitely. So overall, I'm going to give The Empty Man a 0 out of 10. A 0 stars out of 5. And an F. This movie fails in every single way. It's awful. Don't watch it. It's not worth your time. Not worth your time. But now we're halfway done with this list, so we have 4 more movies left. Next one I want to talk about is The Father. This movie premiered at Sundance earlier this year. I recently saw it at the film festival and stuff. During the days I was there, I saw that movie. I saw 2 other movies. The Father was great. Like, it was amazing. Anthony Hopkins. This is probably my favorite Anthony Hopkins performance ever. Definitely tied with Silence of the Lambs. That one was also great. But he was so good in this movie. So good. Olivia Colman was also great. Both of these actors should get nominations. Anthony Hopkins should win, period. Actually, Chadwick Boseman should win for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom because he's the lead actor for some reason. He should be supporting so that he could have better chances of winning. But he has to compete against Anthony Hopkins, and Anthony Hopkins, he might be my front runner to win Best Actor right now. Like, he is so good. So good. I don't think Olivia Colman is going to win over Glenn Close or wait. No, it could happen again. It could happen. Imagine Glenn Close starts winning all the awards, and then Olivia Colman just steals it. That's what happened 2 years ago. It might happen again. So yeah, I thought the writing in this movie was spectacularly good. This movie was based on a play. It should get a screenplay nomination at the Oscars. The movie should get nominated for Best Picture anyways. It should probably be in my top 10. Especially because of how weak the Best Picture race is. Like, this movie could get nominated. So overall, I was very happy with The Father. It's one of my favorite movies of this year. And I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, a 5 out of 5 stars, and an A+. This movie was flawless. The next movie I want to talk about is another film festival movie, 9 Days. 9 Days. This movie stars like Winston Duke and stuff. From Us and Black Panther. This movie was also a great movie. I thought it was really good. The performances were really good from Winston Duke and stuff. The writing was really good. The cinematography was really good. The direction was also great. I highly doubt this movie is going to get any Oscar nominations, which is ridiculous. They should nominate this movie for a lot of Oscars. Because I don't think it's going to get any, though, which is unfortunate. But this movie was absolutely incredible in every single way. I don't think it's as amazing as The Father, but it's still a great movie nonetheless. Which is why I'm going to give this movie a 10. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10, a 4.5 stars out of 5, and I'm going to give it an A-. This movie was really good. Really great movie. Okay, our second to last movie on here. Sorry, that was the laundry machine, sorry. The second to last movie on here, The Witches. This movie premiered on HBO Max last Thursday. This movie, I've seen critics shred this movie into pieces. It's one of the worst things ever. And while it's not in my top 10 worst movies of 2020, this movie still sucks. This movie was still awful. The effects to this movie look like crap. Like they look horrible. The CGI. Instead of using good old practical effects, they just went the cheaper route with ugly CGI. Especially the rats and the mouses and the mice. Sorry, they look so CGI. Like they don't even look real. And stuff. And the mouth on Anne Hathaway's witch, like what is this? Like, instead of doing a creepy face, or instead of putting on makeup like Angelica Houston did, she's like, we're gonna take the CGI route. Oh my god. I could probably do an even better job than the CGI. Oh my god, this movie was horrendous. Not horrendous. It wasn't terrible, but it was a bad movie. It sucked. The writing was bland. It was very bland and boring, and this movie has no reason to exist. Like, who even asked for this remake? Anne Hathaway was incredibly over the top. Like, I'm probably the only person in the world that didn't like her performance. So, Chris Rock was a very bland narrator. And the kids in this movie are so boring. They're not fun kid protagonists. They're very boring and in one note, and you can't really relate to them. Hands down, the only two good things about this movie were Octavia Spencer. She was really good as the grandma, and I thought Stanley Tucci did a good job with the material that he was given and stuff. He played the hotel owner, or the hotel person. But this movie those are like the only two good things from this movie. But overall, this movie should not exist. I don't know why it exists. And I'm going to give The Witches a 3 out of 10, a 1.5 stars out of 5, and a D+. Definitely not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Just skip it. You don't need to watch it. Maybe if you guys need to do a review on it, then you guys can watch it, but if you're just a casual moviegoer, I don't think this is one that is worth checking out. And the last movie on here is another festival movie, another indie movie, Minari. I saw this movie at the festivals as well. And this movie is probably my favorite live-action movie of the year. My second favorite movie of the year in general, behind Over the Moon. I still adored Over the Moon. Actually rethinking about it, this one probably is my favorite one. I felt but no, if I could do a tie, Over the Moon and Minari would be tied as number 1. But I can't do ties at the number 1 spot. That's the main place you don't do ties on your list. Number 1. But yeah, for now, I'd probably put Over the Moon at number 2. I adored Over the Moon. They're probably on par, perfect movies. Not one is better than the other. Not one is worse than the other. Minari had such an emotional impact on me. I was crying in the movie theater and stuff, in the theaters and everything, and during the screening and everything. It was just amazing. Steven Yeun was really good as the father. He should get an Oscar nomination. He's probably not going to, but he should. And for whatever reason, he's being campaign and lead. But I saw the movie. It's ridiculous to have him in lead. He's definitely the supporting actor. The lead actor is the little boy, and the second most screen time is the grandma. That guy's supporting. Steven Yeun is supporting actor. The fact that he's lead is ridiculous. I would love him to get nominated, but yeah, and I would love for him to get nominated and stuff. But he should. I think he's probably, if he does get nominated, it's in the wrong category. The little boy in this movie was really good. Probably the best child performance of the year. Yeah. The Critics' Choice had this young performer award. This little boy's winning it. Like, I'm gonna bet you $1 million. All these like breakout performances and stuff win stuff. Last year, the boy from Jojo Rabbit won, and also the boy from Rome also won stuff. The girl from the Florida Project got the award one year. The girl from 8th grade, remember that? They always give it to the best breakout performances, and I think this is one of the best ones. But hands down, my favorite performance in the movie was the grandma. She should get an Oscar nomination. And please, if I were the Oscars, I'd probably even give her the win. I think this is my favorite performance of the year in general. Well, it was the grandma. It was amazing. This movie premiered at Sundance. All 3 of the festival movies that I saw premiered at Sundance earlier this year. And they were all fantastic movies. As it stands right now, Minari is probably my favorite movie of the year. Over the Moon's a close second, though. Oh, they're actually both on par, 10 out of 10s, 5 out of 5s, and A+. Like, none of them is better, none of them is worse. I already gave away my grades. Minari gets a 10 out of 10, a 5 stars out of 5, and an A+. So this thing was not all positive, but it wasn't all negative. It was mostly positive reviews, which is really good. But yeah, comment down below. Tell me, what did you think about this mini review that I did of all 8 of these movies. All 8 of these movies. Please do not send links to dating websites or send inappropriate comments or spams, or else you're going to get blocked from the channel permanently. It's getting really annoying at this point. And again, just like drugs, don't do it, kids. Yeah, as always, I'm Christian. Thank you guys so much for watching. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.